What's up, y'all? I'm gonna make a quick video on spiritual gurus and how to know if you got a real one or a bullshitter. All right, so let's get into it. I wrote down 8 criteria for determining if the person that you're dealing with is spiritual, is a guru, is wise. Is this person for real? How do you know? So 8 criteria. First criteria is humility. So humility. I'm sure all of you know this. There are some people that like to brag a lot. And if the person you're dealing with, if the person you're speaking to, or you're wondering, is this person for real? Do they really know what they're talking about? They're talking a lot about spirituality and, they seem to be very knowledgeable. And the quicker they brag about their knowledge and the more they talk, the less they actually know. So be on the lookout for this. A wise man doesn't speak too much. He lets his actions, she lets her actions convey, their message. They won't say much. And they will never brag. They will never talk about being spiritual. The more spiritual someone is, the more it is embodied as who they are, and the less they need to talk about it and speak about it. So use this as a huge criteria. Don't be deceived by people who brag about their spiritual accomplishments and their awakenings, no matter who it is. Humility is huge. So anyone who has something to prove, they have to show their status. They're not very wise. Number 2, second criteria to look out for is humor. Spiritual people are very humorous. They don't take everything too seriously, and they don't get triggered too easily. So is the person happy? Are they genuinely smiling? Are they laughing? Are they having a good time? Or are they uptight? The more spiritual someone is, the more happy they are with their life. They go together. Happiness and spirituality go together. Being in touch with who you are, being comfortable with who you are, being comfortable with your surroundings, and being okay with negativity in your life and not taking it way too seriously. The more serious someone gets about everything, about tiny things especially, the less they are, the less of a spiritual guru they are, or the less wise they are. Or on the scale of, let's say, consciousness, the lower they are on a scale of conscious awareness, their development. The third one is peace. And the wiser someone is, the more peaceful they are. There is no need for conflict. When you're wise, you realize that all conflict is your own inner turmoil, your own inner struggle, trying to prove something. It's an ego battle of trying to, unless it's like something that is a must, a wise person will never resort to trying to get into a conflict. Number 5 is a wise man is generally, or a wise woman will be very intensely awake and intuitive. So they will see things, they will catch moments that completely go missed by others. And this is harder to tell unless you're someone who is also able to spot these things. You might, not notice it if you're not aware yourself. So this one's a little bit more tricky, but very aware of what's going on and very intuitive, very in touch with everything from their inner workings to their own surroundings. Number 6, a wise person will be very loving and compassionate. So awareness and love kind of grow together. And there's a beautiful meditation and teaching from Osho, who says that there are kind of these two paths you can take. You can take the path of awareness, or you can take the path of love. And the criteria that how you know if your awareness is growing, or how you know if your love is actually growing, so you're not deceiving yourself, is awareness will grow at the same rate. Or if your awareness grows, your love will grow at the same rate. So you will become more compassionate. People who are wise, gurus, spiritual masters, are very compassionate. Number 7 is, and this is a really, really big one, they do not have any identifications. So I'm not speaking of identifying as a man or woman. I'm saying they don't identify as anything. They identify as being alive. So a life, universal identification, the ultimate identification. The wiser someone is, the more their identification becomes connected to all, and is not limited anymore to, teams, religions, groups. All that disappears. There's a huge equality of love and, just being that spreads through a person who is more awake. So they don't identify with, this is right, that's wrong, this, my family, your family. They love equally. Their love spreads equally. It just emanates. And number 8, the last one that I'll go over with you, is wise. The wiser someone is, the more paradoxical they will seem. The more like things won't make sense when they speak. It'll seem like they're contradicting themselves every moment. They'll speak in riddles. They'll speak in poetry. They're much more connected to art and love and beauty than logic, reason. So paradox. Things are very kind of intertwining and connecting, So you might ask a question, serious question, and they'll give you a joke answer. You might joke around with them, and then they'll get super serious. So they play with conflicting energies to create a situation for people to kind of be shocked into awareness, like, whoa, kind of throw you off your usual mundane sleepiness where you get comfortable. They like to shock people into when the time is right, into becoming awake, becoming aware. And nothing like a huge surprise to get people excited, to wake people up. So I hope this was helpful for you to, being able to tell the difference between someone who's genuinely spiritually awakened to a certain level versus someone who is not. So much love, and keep living, loving, and leveling up. Living and loving and leveling up, leveling up. Intense, compassionate, shooting like a bullet. I can move the mental image when I see into illusions. I'm a death defier. Laying in the soil, I'm coiled, ready to boil. Climbing up the stages, boil and drip. In the bottom of my cup, I'm bottling up. Pen up stress that's running me, I'm running amok. Gotta get loose with it, truth sipping, mood driven, nude vision. Living, loving, leveling up, and I'll seize in a moment and give me enough on, yeah. Climbing up the stages, unfazed, I feel amazing, no, no. Falling into the dark days, my old ways, oh yeah, 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 yeah. Climbing up the stages, unfazed, I feel amazing, no, 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 no. Falling into the dark days, my old ways.